Hello friends, my name is CA Pritam Sangwan and today we will discuss about basic of derivatives, which is very much relevant for SEBI Grade A exam 2020 and RBI Grade B exam 2020 candidates. Friends, in this video we will talk about what is derivatives, main users of derivatives, important derivatives such as forward and future, and we will talk about swap. So stick around to the video till the end and let's start. Now first and foremost question is, what is derivative? So friends, if I tell you the definition of it, it is a product which derives its value from one or more variables called basis. This is the definition of derivatives. So let's understand it one by one. Now the question is, it is a product. Now what is this product? These products are your derivatives products. And which are these? These are your futures, oblique forwards, and all these are the products. And these products derive their values from one or more variables. Now which are these variables? These variables are called as underlying assets, or these variables can be market index or some reference rate. Now what is this underlying assets? So friends, your underlying assets can be equity, it can be forex, that is your foreign exchange, or these underlying assets can be commodity. So this is the entire derivative. So once again, if I just recap what is derivatives, it is a product which derive its value from one or more variables, and these variables can be underlying assets, can be index or reference rate. And what is this underlying assets? These underlying assets can be equity, forex and commodity. So I hope you have the idea of what is derivatives. So let's talk about some of the important points in these derivatives. Before we move on to the next point, just want to discuss one important thing. If you are preparing for SEBI Grade A exam journal stream, so you can visit to Finance MCQ website for preparing your paper 2. That is important, that is your technical syllabus, important for your phase 1 and phase 2 of your exam. On Finance MCQ website you will find entire technical syllabus, that is your paper 2 in MCQ questions format. So whatever we are discussing here, you will find all this in MCQ format on Finance MCQ website. There you will have 2000 plus MCQ questions chapter wise, topic wise to practice, and you will also find explanations for correct answers wherever required. Apart from that, there will also be 25 test series to practice. So friends, there are a lot of study material to prepare for your examination, and it will increase your selection chances significantly. So do visit Finance MCQ website for preparing your entire paper 2, that is your technical syllabus of phase 1 and phase 2 for your journal stream candidates. So visit Finance MCQ website and check the MCQ questions there. Thank you, and let's move on to the next point. Some important points to remember here is, friends, all derivatives instruments. Which are these instruments? These are your products. Which one? That is forward or future, or it can be options. Friends, these all derivative instruments are dependent on underlying assets. underlying assets to have its value. For what purpose they are dependent? They are dependent to have its value. So what does it mean? It means if there is no valuable underlying, if no valuable underlying, then no value of your derivatives. No value of derivatives. So you remember the importance of this underlying here is very much important. So entire value of your derivative is dependent on this underlying assets. So I hope this point is very much clear. Now the another important point to discuss here is on maturity, that is on maturity of your derivatives, profit or loss, that is profit or loss is determined by value of underlying assets. Profit or loss is determined by value of underlying. So friends, if underlying instrument price, if underlying instrument price is greater than contract price, then buyer will have profit, and in case price is less than contract price, then buyer of the instrument will have loss. So by this way profit or loss on underlying instrument is arrived. So I hope this basic things about derivatives and these important points regarding derivative is clear. So let's move on to the next point. Now friends, we'll talk about main users of derivatives. Main users of these derivatives. First one is corporations. Now this multinational corporations or big corporation, why they use these derivatives? They primarily use to hedge currency risk. To hedge currency risk or for any inventory risk. Since these multinationals, they deal in many countries, so exchange rate fluctuation is one of the major risk for them. So they enter into derivatives contract to safeguard from themselves for currency risk or for their inventory risk. Whatever the goods they are selling, for that purpose they enter into this derivatives. So these are the users of derivatives. First one is corporation, then we have individual investors. Now why these individual investors uses derivatives? They use for speculation purpose, or they use for hedging. They also use it for yield enhancement. So friends, and individual investors can use derivatives for speculations purpose, so that to earn a profit by speculating, for hedging purpose to safeguard any risk. Now they may also have some exchange rate risk or for any other purpose, for hedging or safeguard themselves for any future risk. And then they also use for yield enhancement, that is to increase their returns. They enter into derivative to earn a profit. Now third users is institutional investors. Now for what purpose these institutional investors uses derivatives? They use for hedging asset allocation, for hedging asset allocation, that is to safeguard their one assets they enter into derivative instruments for, in another assets to safeguard their risk or loss of money, or they enter for yield enhancement, that is to increase their returns on investments, and they also enter for any arbitrage opportunities, to avail any arbitrage opportunities. Arbitrage opportunities. Arbitrage opportunities is if they seeing any opportunity where the price is less in one market and in another higher in another market, so they enter into derivative market to increase their profit by availing this arbitrage opportunity available. Then we have another type of users, that is your dealers, which use these derivatives. Now why dealers use derivatives? They can use for hedging various positions taking, for position taking, like buy and sell, they are the frequent in this, so they hedge for position taking, or exploiting any inefficiency in the market, exploiting inefficiencies, or they can also enter into derivatives for earning dealers spread. This dealers spread is when you buy or sell any derivatives or any currency exchange, so they have a specific margins for the dealers. So if they find any opportunity that there is a high dealer margin, so they enter into derivatives to increase their earnings in dealers spread. So I hope this basic main users of derivatives is clear. So let's move on to the next point. Now friends, we will talk about most important derivative instruments. Now which are these most important derivatives? The first one which is widely used are A, you have forwards. In abbreviation we just use forward. Then you have futures, and then you have options. In your SEBI exams they have asked about forwards and futures, but I strongly feels that you should also know about options, so we will have just basic idea of options also. So let's start and discuss one by one these most important derivatives. So now the first one is forward contracts. Forward contracts. Now friends, the usual question comes, what is this forward contract? So let's try to understand it by an example. Say suppose there is a farmer. What usually farmers do? He plant seed and harvest crop and then sell in the market. Say suppose wheat. So the farmer plants seeds and then harvest it and then sell it in the market. So in market it wants to sell with cost plus certain profit, correct? Then only he will able to survive and earn livelihood for himself. Now, so what are the risks involved in this? What are the risks here? Risk is price of wheat may go down, then he will incur losses, then lead to loss, and if prices increase then he will have a profit. So now what this farmer will do, so to protect himself from this potential loss, that is risk of loss, so what this farmer do, he will enter into a contract enter into a contract. Now enter into a contract. Now in this contract he will sell wheat on a future date, on a future date. He will decide quantity and quality and also future date at an agreed price, at an agreed price, and this price they decide today. So what farmer did? Farmer today enter into a contract, decided fixed price, quantity and quality to be delivered on, and delivery on future date. And when this farmer harvest crop, he make a delivery, and in exchange another party will pay the fixed price. Which price? Which is agreed here. When it is agreed, it will pay this price. So what happened due to this contract? Farmer safeguard his risk, in case price fall. Farmer will be paid payment at fixed price only, and farmer is safe from any price fall. So now these transactions which enters by farmer and another party, this transaction is known as forward transaction. What is this transaction known as? This transaction is known as forward transaction, and the contract in which these transactions enter, and this contract is known as forward contract, So I hope you understand the meaning of forward contract. So now I'll just give you the definition of this forward contract, so it will help you to understand it even more better. So friends, a forward contract is an agreement between buyer and seller. Agreement between buyer and seller. Now who was this seller? This seller was farmer in our example. And what happens due to this agreement or this contract? It creates an obligation on a seller, to deliver specific asset, of specific quality and quantity. Now which was this specific asset? In our case it was wheat, and when it is to be delivered, it is to be delivered on a specific date, date in future. Like in our case, when it is to be delivered, it is delivered after the crops have been harvested. And on buyer's side, on buyer, that is the person who's agreed to purchase this crop, what he will do, on him it will create an obligation to pay, will pay pre-negotiated fixed price. Pre-negotiated fixed price that was discussed earlier with the farmer in exchange of delivery. So I hope this forward contract you have understand. Let's once again just revise what is this forward contract. So friends, it is an agreement between buyer and seller, and we have taken an example of a farmer. So farmer was our seller. What this contract creates, it creates an obligation on seller to deliver, and now this on farmer to deliver specific asset. In our case, the asset was wheat of specific quality and quantity on a specific date in future. In future, when the crops have been harvested, and on buyer it creates an obligation that he has to pay the pre-negotiated price on fixed date, will pay pre-negotiated fixed price. So I hope this forward contract meaning is very much clear to you all. So friends, we keep this video till here only. Next video we will talk about futures and options and swap. So thank you so much for watching.